Dwight, who had a physique like you, as tall as you? Shaq was big, but Shaq wasn't like a physique like looking
David
like
Robinson.
a bodybuilder. David Robinson. Oh, you know who else? Kevin Wilkins.
Kevin
Willis.
Willis.
Remember him?
That's what made me get strong.
Kevin Wilkins.
Kevin Willis?
Yeah, I remember.
Kevin Willis.
One
I'm
day,
sorry, Kevin Willis.
One day I tried to box him out, and he did a chicken wing on me.
Yeah, he was a
I
strong
couldn't
ass
move
dude.
my arm. He had little short arms. Just look at his arms. He can't even touch his knees.
No, he's
Also, did I say that out loud? I did not say that. Y'all are crazy people.
But also, I think Giannis has kind of got to build like you.
Giannis does.
Yeah,
But
Giannis.
Alonzo
big.
Mourning
He
a
was
little
big.
bit.
Yeah,
Alonzo had a great
Mourning.
physique. You're
By
right.
the way,
Mourning.
speaking of
Alonzo
these
had a
big
good
guys,
physique.
you're kind of like the end of what I would call like the great true
Big
centers.
era. Yeah.
When you came in the league, bro, I mean, between David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Zoe, Rick Smits even,
Yeah, they had
Shaq,
just got out.
legend. I mean, now you have Jokic
Say
a little
Rick
bit.
Smits, like Pacers.
Rick Smits had a little
Rick
game.
was so fire.
He was huge.
He was giving people
But now you got
Guys,
Jokic
Rick
a
Smith
little
got a
bit.
shout out today.
I mean, it's Indiana Pacers in the
Yeah,
finals
I remember,
now. Come
I
on.
remember.
You know,
They're
Jokic,
down 3-2.
Joel Embiid. We'll see what happens there. Who's your all-time? Like, who would you mirror your game after? I don't know what happened with you and Shaq. I would love for you to elaborate on that. But just
You guys
the
are good
guys
now,
you,
right?
the
You and
guys that
Shaq?
you would
I never
elaborate
had a
on,
problem
that you would.
with Shaq. I don't know why he was tripping. I would.
Shaq was tripping
It's
on
so
you for a little while.
crazy. It's so crazy
Superman,
looking
yeah.
back on it. I would say the intensity like Zoe. I like to play hard, lift weights and go hard like Zoe did. I felt like his motor was different. So when we played against the Heat and they had him and Shaq, I would have rather gone against Shaq than Zoe, only because Zoe was going to give me a fight every play. You know what I'm saying? And Shaq,
Zoe was a better defender.
Zoe was just out there on every play. You know, Shaq is just I'm too big and too strong. I'm gonna just get the ball in the paint. It's over with.
Did Zoe come in same year as Larry Johnson? Was it Grandma Mao? Or
I
did
think
Zoe
that
come
was-
in with Shaq same year?
Zoe
I
came
think it was
in,
Shaq because they was going for rookie
Yeah, I
of the
think
year
Shaq was
together.
one, and then
okay.
Zoe was two. I think that was 1992. I
Oh,
want
but
to
they
say.
fought. That's what it is. LJ fought
Yeah.
Lonzo Mourning. If you
He
remember
was
that
my
one fight.
favorite
Yes,
player.
of
One of my
course.
favorite players,
Grandmama?
Larry Johnson, because he Grandmama.
What is he doing? Is he around? Like, I haven't heard anything from.
And it's so crazy because a lot of the
56ers in
players that
Texas.
were swole back then.
Yeah.
Well, the last time I saw Larry Johnson, it was just like he was lean, like real lean.
Dude, he
and
was
cut
like
up.
a human. He was.
Oh my
Did he win
God!
a dunk contest or he went into
No,
a dunk
no,
contest but didn't
I
win?
used to love Charlotte.
He had a great personality.
Yes.
But back to the centers. I mean, even Patrick Ewing. Who was you're saying that Zoe was who you mirrored your game after the most?
No, I didn't mirror my game after any center because I didn't want to play center. So I watched.
mean? What'd you wanna play?
I
Point
wanted to
guard?
be a point guard. So I watched Magic Johnson. I wanted to be a 6'9", 6'10" point guard. So I played point guard all the way until my senior year in high school. And then when I first got to the league, I was a 4. And then they changed me to the 5.
Who was
because
the
I was
5 when you were
Tony
4?
Battie and Kelvin Cato. Because I was faster than a lot of guys. So
Yeah.
instead of having a taller center, they put me at center because I could.
Makes sense.
Even though I was not as 7'2" or 7'3", I could jump and my arms was as long. And I was a good defender, so they started interchanging me 4 and 5. This is when 4 and 5s was not shooting threes. Our first stretch big was Dirt Nowitzki. And then Kevin Garnett did it a little bit, and then Dirt did stretch threes. Kevin Garnett did 2-pointers, but he would stand on the
He was shooting
3-point
like
line.
20 footers.
Like, what are you doing, KG?
Just shoot threes.
This is a tweener. You're messing us up, you know. But yeah, that was
So back to Shaq. What? Because you both got drafted from Orlando.
I don't
You
know
both
what it
number
was.
1 pick. You both called Superman. Both physically dominant.
I don't know what
Do
it
you
was.
think he had an issue with you and you didn't necessarily want to like fight back? What was it? There was something there, was there not?
I don't know what he really had an issue with.
He had an issue though. Can we agree on that?
I believe so because I didn't see a lot of other players that he talked about the way that he was just going on about me for the longest. But again, the last time I saw him was in Orlando, and I was just, before that I said, man, if I see Shaq, no matter where we're at, I'm going to go and talk to him because this got to stop. Like, first of all, he's damn near my dad age. Second of all, like, I watched him play my whole life, so I have the utmost respect for him as a player, and you know, being the most dominant center to ever play. But like, what is our issue here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what really is our issue? Like, I don't know you from nowhere for us to have this type of issue.
But I get it though, because, you know, to me, like when I followed that very closely as a fan, like, you know, sometimes fans feel like they really know you and they want to tell you what to do. Well, I'm talking from the fan's perspective. And Shaq came in, and Shaq was another one of those in the, you know, category of human specimen, most dominant guy that came in and just killed it, right? But Kobe said something about Shaq. He said, the thing that made Shaq unique was Shaq big, but Shaq was vicious, his words. And when I interviewed Kobe 6, 7 years ago, whatever the timeline was to late Kobe, great conversation. So Shaq was vicious. Now, here's the thing. He's raised by a military dad, extreme discipline. Shaq was raised by girls that were tough on him, and you know, he was challenged to be who he is. And then that's Shaq. That's his wiring. And then you come in, that's not your personality. Your personality is not that. Just like LeBron's personality is not at all like Kobe or Michael, right? They're very different. And you're just trying to enjoy playing the game. And, you know, the vets would constantly like to compare you. He doesn't do this. If I was him, he would average 28-14, 28-15. I made the free throws when he counted. So it was like the older brother picking on the younger brother, and the younger brother's just trying to enjoy the game. That was the vibe that I felt from it. And then lineage, Orlando, okay? So if he would have won at Orlando and Shaq didn't, you know, these were the moments that the market was like right now. Halliburton had a shot at winning for the Pacers. They're down 3-2. They should have won the two games ago when they were up 2-1, and they were up like 13 points in the third quarter, and then all of a sudden I go to sleep with Dylan. I'm like, it's over. Wake up. What? They won by 7? What did OKC do? You come back, the guy had however many points in the fourth quarter. They seem like they're repeating again with what happened when Vogel took Hibbert out. He played center, the All-Star that year. It's averaging like 16 points a game. So to me, it's that constant comparison. It's like, dude, I just want to play. And then Superman. Yeah, that's how I saw it.
I hate it because comparison to me, comparison is the thief of joy. And anytime you try to compare someone's game to another game, then now you're belittling both players. Because me and Shaq are two different prototypes. You know, he's 7'3", 360 pounds. Yeah. 320.
Built different.
You know, I'm really 6'10", and my highest is 265, 270. You're talking about a behemoth of a man, with Shaq being 7'2", 7'3". My voice was never that deep. Let me stop. But no, I love Shaq.
But you're saying the next time I see Shaq, I'm going to go but talk to him. You never reached out and said, dude, why are you?
Yeah, we did, you know, but I was like, I'm tired of the going back and forth on the internet or text message, and I want to see him in person. Like, this back and forth got to stop, whatever it is. So when I got inducted into the Magic Hall of Fame, I saw him in, where was we at? Orlando at this restaurant. I was like, man, I'm finna go over there and talk to him.
How long ago was this?
This was a couple months ago.
Oh, this is very recent.
Recent.
So you went up and you said, hey, Shaq, what's going on?
What's up, dog? We got to sit down. Let's talk.
And he said what?
He said, let's go.
So how'd that conversation go?
So we sat down about 30 minutes, cleared some things up. Apologized if I felt like he said he apologized if I felt like if he did anything that was hating or anything like that.
Great.
But that's not who he is.
I love that.
He wasn't trying to hate. He was trying to motivate me. And I told him, you know, I felt like, you know, if you wanted to do that, I think the best way to do it was to come talk to me behind closed doors instead of saying things publicly. Now you're giving other people an opportunity to chime in, and now you got people on the outside messing up a relationship that they don't know nothing about. And we could have got this squashed or whatever it may be a long time ago. But again, let's do it now. Let's get this out of the way.
But it took, if this was a couple months ago, it took 20 years to have this conversation.
I had to stop playing.
It did.
I couldn't do anything.
What do you think, Peabody, because you've sat down with Shaq, I know you guys have a relationship. Yeah. Obviously, we're meeting
but
Dwight.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
No, I totally get. You have to realize, like, when a player's, and I'm just going to tell you from my perspective, when a player's in your city, you look at that as your son. I know this sounds weird. Fans look at players like their brother, their son. You're part of the city. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're talking Kobe or Shaq, Adam, you're asking a question.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, you see someone and you want them to be somebody. Wow, you know, and there's always, the expectation's always going to be high while they're playing. Once it's done, you know what everybody says? We're going to miss Dwight. That's how this works. Like, you know, the game is over with, like, I miss Nick Van Exel. Really. I mean, when the Lakers had nobody, number 9, I think his number was number 9. Can you see what Nick Van Exel's number was? I so enjoyed watching him play.
I did too.
I so enjoyed watching him play. 9. I enjoyed watching, what was his name on the Lakers?
Anthony Peel.
Anthony Peel or Lefty. Dude, I just
guy.
liked, by the way, did you know Anthony Peel got into a fight with Garnett and threw an elbow? Yeah. Peeler was a tough guy. Peeler wasn't like
was a tough guy.
Yeah, Peeler was fun. I read his rookie card. He didn't do anything crazy, but I enjoyed watching Peeler playing. And they step away like, oh, man, we're going to. So to me, that's the dynamic with Dwight. And Shaq is finally like, look, we're in the same place. Hey, you got your chip. You know, you're gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's no question about it. What is your timeline, by the way? Next year or the following year?
No, I'm in.
You're in already. Locked in? When did that happen?
This summer. They announced it this summer, and I'll be going in September the 4th.
Freaking awesome. Yeah.
Coming up.
And by the way, first ballot. Yeah, first ballot.
Ballot, yeah.
For sure. I mean, it's your career was an insane career of what you did. So it was great seeing you and Shaq have that conversation. When I saw that 2 weeks ago, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And
You saw it?
no, I was watching it. When I was watching it,
It was televised?
Oh yeah, you can see the exchange.
I went on his podcast, but I felt like if we do have a conversation, we should have like y'all. It should be y'all two, and we should all sit down.
With Shaq.
Come on, big fella.
With you and Shaq.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get it out.
I think the crowd wants that.
Yeah.
I think everybody would love that.
I think Shaq would do that. I think that would be it literally is. Like, you know how the one nickname you don't like, the Little Wilt, because I think you can give better names than Little Wilt. But like big bro, you know, little brother type of thing that's going on here. Especially the way it got started. Both of you guys coming to the Magic.
But I have to see now, this is crazy to me. Now, the Superman nickname for me came because one day I jumped over one of my teammates in practice, and I used to go crazy in the weight room. That's how I got the nickname Superman. And I used to always listen to Soulja Boy, and he had a song called Superman. So that was how Superman came. It had nothing to do with Shaq, anything like that. So I was like, why would Shaq get upset about saying Superman? Now, when I did this, right before I did the dunk, my teammates in Orlando had asked me to jump from the free throw line and see how crazy it'll look, because when you be jumping, it look like you flying. So I did it in practice. Jameer threw it over the goal the same way it looked in the dunk contest is how it looked in our practice. So they was like, man, this is crazy, you got to do it. Then Carlos Arroyo said, man, you should put on a Superman outfit. And I was like, why? It's like, cuz it'll look crazy if you do that. So,
well, this is legendary. Like
this is why, yeah.
This is going to be in the history books of the NBA 50 years from now.
You know, this is a onesie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This ain't going away, bro.
Like a onesie, like the outfit. I had to cut the bottom and the legs and the boots off.
So this whole thing is custom.
I had to tie it under the bottom like.
That is so funny. Get out of
like
here.
A onesie, yeah. That's why the underwear part is so high.
That is so
It's so tight, yeah.
I just noticed.
Because it's a onesie. It's a onesie.
Wow.
It's a whole outfit. I picked it up from Party City. The night before, from Party City.
It'll make you for a guy that's 6'11".
What's up, y'all? This your boy, Dwight Howard, a.k.a. the Hall of Fame Superman in the building. If y'all want to connect with me, ask me any questions, just go to Connect, and I got all the answers for y'all. Yeah, I can tell you how many women, Wilt Chamberlain, no, that was just fake. But guess what? I got all the expertise, basketball, chess. If you want to learn how to do Snapchat, if you want to learn to get that jump shot silky smooth like me, if you want the fresh fade with the nice hair, come check your boy out. We got expertise in a lot of areas. Remember, Connect and Connect. I'll see y'all there. Peace.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.